It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma, on a Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. I guess I should start the show with apologizing. Because yesterday inside the treehouse, as we were doing celebrity birthdays, I omitted a birthday.
You forgot.
I didn't forget your birthday. I mentioned your birthday early on in the show when I was talking about the crap strap that my wife sent me. Not the actual crap strap, but just a post about it on Instagram. And I said, hey, maybe I'll get you one of these for your birthday. And so I didn't completely forget about your birthday on your birthday. I just didn't include it in the birthdays section.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I just know where I stand. So that's good to know. And,
well, with the crap strap, you don't have to stand. You can poo while leaning in a number 2 position anywhere. There's a stable object to strap yourself to.
I felt like you took the crap strap and took a dump on my birthday. So,
well, if we're being honest, I think it's a stable enough product if you buy the actual one from the Airboss decoys, not the weird Chinese versions with weird letters and stuff. Because in the materials, it shows that you can attach it to a tree or a trailer hitch, and you can do your business comfortably. But honestly, I think if you can find a strong enough support structure, you could lean right over the edge of a building and get me as I'm walking by.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's good to know that, we've been friends for 20 some odd years, and you forgot my birthday.
I didn't forget it. I just didn't include it in birthdays. I'm sorry.
Trey sent me a text message saying happy birthday. I hope you have a great day today. That was very nice. I didn't get one from you.
Look.
What had happened was, is that what you want to start with?
Yeah, thank you. See, what had happened was, I remembered and then I forgot.
Yes, that's
so
okay.
I think highly of you enough to remember briefly, but then forget.
Yes, thank you so much. You are the crap strap of friendships. That's what you are. And the Chinese version, not even the American version.
Yeah, not the good one for $69. Unlike the $39 version you get from Pyongyang.
Yeah.
I apologize for not including your birthday in birthdays.
Okay.
If you want, I will do my best to remember to stick it in today in the special belated section.
There's not a belated section.
There will be specifically for you. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
But I do think I have something that will make you feel a little bit better.
Okay.
You love a good news blooper, right?
I do.
Then I've got something that I think will make you feel a little bit better. So consider this my belated birthday present to you, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to take you to Canada, to the global news, and before Christmas, and sometime recently, like last year before, something like that, they were doing a giving thing. That's where it's like a toy drive or something, like Toys for Tots here. They were doing a giving promotion at Global News Canada, and they put their reporter out in the field in the parking lot of the television station. And on their morning show, they were going through elf names, and they did the elf name bit right before going to the reporter doing the good for the community bit in the parking lot of the TV station. Okay. So here you have Canadian anchors pitching it to the Canadian field reporter with elf names. Okay, here we go.
Part in our morning of giving today. Leslie, we got Leslie's name too, did we not?
Peach's Cookie Fingers.
Peach's Cookie Finger, down in the parking lot.
That's your elf.
Okay, what?
Yeah,
is that my stripper name?
Elf. Christmas elf.
Oh!
Christmas elf name.
This is another great example, and Trey and I have seen this many, many times in our broadcast communications careers. how the communications industry is very poor at communicating within itself.
Right.
Because this poor reporter is on location outside the building doing the community service thing, right? The
Mhm.
anchors inside just did a whole segment on what their elf names are. And clearly the reporter outside didn't hear any of that, so she has no idea what's going on. And so she's left to come up with what the hell does Peach's cookie fingers mean? And she goes straight to stripper name.
Yeah. Would you get a dance from Peach's cookie fingers? I don't think I would.
Well, it depends on the flavor cookie.
Okay. Nutter butter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Peach's nutter butter.
Yeah, Peach's nutter butter. That works on a couple different levels. All right, so here, let's go back to the beginning. This is the news blooper from Global News, talking about their elf names for one another, and the outside reporter wasn't quite included.
Part in our morning of giving today. We got Leslie's name too, did we not?
Peach's cookie fingers.
Peach's cookie finger down in the parking lot.
What?
That's your elf.
Okay, what?
Yeah, that's
Is
your
that my stripper name?
elf? Christmas elf.
Oh,
Christmas elf name.
One of the things I love when you get a really good news blooper is when you can hear the production staff, the non-on-camera people. We're talking the camera operators, floor directors, producers, interns. When you can hear their laughter off camera, that's a classic, and that's exactly what you get here. My stripper name.
stripper name?
Elf. Christmas elf.
Oh,
Christmas elf name.
Peach's sticky fingers?
Oh God.
Because Peach's sticky fingers is a better stripper name than elf name. Is what I'm thinking.
Now I would get a dance from Peach's
Everything
sticky
is
fingers.
fine.
Say that again.
I would get a dance from Peach's sticky fingers all day long.
Well, I think it would be all day because it's sticky. It's hard to wash off.
Yeah. We don't ask how they're so sticky. We just appreciate it.
I mean, isn't that just a Tuesday in San Marcos?
Yeah. That was one of my professor's names.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It is Wednesday, so let's get you into a new vehicle. If you've been thinking about getting a new vehicle, whether it's a car, a truck, something economical, or something really bitchin', you need to call the guys at Fair Lease. And you can call them, you can email them, fill out the contact form, whatever it is, whatever is convenient for you, that's what Fair Lease will do. Just go to fairlease.org and start leasing the no-hassle way from Fair Lease. It's fairlease.org. You can save a bunch of time because you're not going to waste a bunch of time going to a dealership or 2 or 3 dealerships trying to find the vehicle that you want. Instead, you can just search the inventory online that Fair Lease has, and they can bring it to you. And if for some reason they don't have in their inventory currently what you want, they'll go get it and then bring it to you, saving you a ton of time. And then they can save you money because leasing, more cost-effective than buying. And when you lease from Fair Lease, you're going to get a great deal. And you might even qualify for no payments up to 90 days. So you're ready for a new vehicle? You're ready to call Fair Lease or email. Whatever the case, just go to that website. It's fairlease.org to get that new vehicle the no-hassle way from Fair Lease. It's fairlease.org.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
And when you're on treehouseonair.com, you'll realize, hey, there's some other ways that I can consume more Treehouse. That is through our Patreon channel. Go to patreon.com/treehouseonair. 3 different levels to choose from where you can subscribe to get even more Treehouse. Go to treehouseonair.com and or go to patreon.com/treehouseonair. All right, now that we know who Peach's Sticky Fingers is, who not only might be taking the main stage later, but is also working for Global News Canada. Are you guys curious at all? I know we're still in Halloween season, but are you curious what your elf names are?
Yes.
Okay. I've got the elf name generator up. I believe this is the same one that they used to find Peach's sticky fingers.
Okay.
So let me start with Raj. We'll start with you.
Okay.
Let me type this in. Oh, I misspelled your name already. RajSharma. Raj Sharma. Elf name generator. What is Raj's elf name?
Okay.
It is Raj. Your elf name is Twist Marybottom.
Yes. That I actually enjoy that. Twist Marybottom. It's a British elf.
Trey, do you want to know yours?
Yes.
All right. Trey Trenholm, your elf name is, click enter, Fizbee Jingles.
He looks like a Fizbee Jingles.
Yeah,
He
okay.
really, yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
He just comes up to you. I'm Fizbee Jingles. Morning.
It's Mr. Fizbee.
It's Mr. Jingles.
All
And
right, let's
yours?
see. And mine is my elf name, Blitz Holly Toes.
Yes. Of course, your first would be Blitz. Yeah, that's got such a meathead name. The elf generator knows you work out every day. Totally Blitz, bro.
How is that not a name for a football player? I named my kid Blitz.
Yeah,
Like Dick Butkus, if he had kids, how did he not name one of them Blitz?
yeah.
Because then you'd have Blitz Butkus running around.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. But what is it? Blitz what?
Blitz Holly Toes.
Holly Toes. Yeah. It's manly and a little feminine at the end.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's actually kind of a good way to describe me, I think.
Yeah. I Fizbee Jingles, that just works.
Yeah, well, I'm manly to start and feminine to finish.
There you go. And then like Fizbee Jingles sounds like he owns a pub. Where are you guys going tonight? We're going to Fizbee Jingles.
You could have offshoots just simply called the Fizbee.
Yeah. That's the name of the signature drink, the Fizbee.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Topo Chico and a lime.
Because
Mr.
he's sober.
Because Mr. Jingles is sober.
Meanwhile, Blitz Holly Toes over here is not.
Yeah, that's right. Twist Marybottom. Come on now. You know that gal likes to get around.
I'm so glad we did this. Elf name generator. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Canada. All right. Speaking of news, I know that there was controversy inside the Treehouse just a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about a new national survey where it was decided that Buc-ee's ranked third in a national survey for best convenience store.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why Buc-ee's has such a good reputation is because the bathrooms are so nice, they're clean, and they're huge.
Mhm.
So maybe that's why the internet algorithm decided to share this news story with me. There's a winner of America's Best Restroom Contest.
Mm.
So I'd like to point out that we've had or have American Idol,
Mhm.
America's Next Top Model,
Mhm.
And now we have America's Best Bathroom. And
Yeah.
this is not its first year. This is America's Best Bathroom 2024.
Mm.
The winner of 2024's America's Best Restroom is a Maverick service station, purveyor of gasoline and food located near Salt Lake City International Airport.
Okay.
So, Raj, you're the only one I know that's been to Utah recently.
Mhm.
Does the Maverick Service Center ring a bell?
It does. Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of a chain. I bought a trucker hat from one of them in outside of Salt Lake, but I have not been to this one near the airport. But they are very clean and they have a very nice. They serve sandwiches, and it's apparently I had one from there. They're the best sandwiches that you can get around
in Utah.
Yes.
There you go. In its 23rd year, the contest highlights some of America's cleanest, most innovative, and most decorative places to take care of personal business. Sponsored by national cleaning company Cintas, the contest allows people to suggest bathrooms across the country. Voting on the top 10 nominations was held this past summer, and the winner was announced last Tuesday afternoon. Actually, I think it was yesterday. The Maverick chain has more than 380 stations scattered across 12 western states, with its largest concentration in Utah. The nominations said that Maverick's restrooms deserve recognition for their commitment to cleanliness, comfort, sparkling fixtures, spacious stalls, and fresh amenities. And according to a spokesperson for the contest, the winning location, in case you want to visit it, 279 South 5600 West Salt Lake City, Utah, 84104. Just in case you want to get to the creme de la creme of the best bathrooms in the United States, 2024.
What are the amenities? I would like. Do they say? I've never been to a bathroom that offered amenities. I've been to a bathroom that offered condoms, but that's mostly a Love's.
Yeah, I don't think they have that option at Carl's Corner.
Yeah, no.
You're just raw dogging it on 35.
Yeah, you're going bareback in those on those cowgirls.
Which is good because they come with handles.
Yes.
This has, according to this, the Maverick bathrooms have soothing earth tones, murals of snow-covered mountains and blue sky, shiny, gleaming fixtures. What traveler wouldn't want to go in a place like that?
I find it hard to go without a mural. Said no one ever.
Yeah, I don't remember the mural work inside Buc-ee's.
Yeah, you know what your crapper needs? Paintings. Like I've never.
I need inspiration.
Yes. I need to feel like I'm taking a dump on a snow-covered mountain.
There you go.
I need to drop these in the Rockies. Like that's what I need.
Yeah, because I don't think a Banksy painting would work, because that's usually of something war torn and nasty. That doesn't make you want to go number 2.
Yeah,
like I don't think I'm going to be inspired to take a dump if there's a mural of the Gaza Strip in front of me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you go to a Love's, and it's hard to tell if that's somebody had an accident or if that's a Jackson Pollock. Like, you don't know.
It also makes the number difficult to read for a good time.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you thought 2024 couldn't get any scarier, you were wrong. Back for its 36th year, Hangman's House of Horrors is the best haunted house experience in DFW. Hangman's House of Horrors isn't just an award-winning haunted house. They have something for everyone, including an interactive art exhibit called The Beauty of Horror that would make even Vincent van Gogh cry and cut his other ear off. And you can test your zombie apocalypse skills in their Outbreak exhibit. Hangman's House of Horrors is located at 4400 Blue Mound Road in Fort Worth and is open every weekend through November 2nd. For more information and to buy tickets starting at just $39, visit hangmans.com. That's hangmans.com.
Do it. You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
And when you're at treehouseonair.com, you may notice, hey, there's a video section here. You can actually go catch more Treehouse, more video stuff inside the Treehouse at treehouseonair.com, but also on our YouTube channel. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@treehouseonair, or just search for the Treehouse Podcast on YouTube. You can watch Treehouse Cowboys, which we do after every Cowboys loss and occasional victory. Also, you can watch episodes of Treehouse TV that we have up there, and various shorts and things that we'll throw up. So Treehouse TV is on YouTube, youtube.com/@treehouseonair, or just search for the Treehouse Podcast. Well, see, today's already been a big day. I had to offer a huge birthday apology to Raj, and then we got to learn what our elf nicknames would be.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to learn about the Wim Hof method. Raj, are you familiar with the Wim Hof method?
I am not.
Trey, you know about the Wim Hof, right?
I do.
So, Raj, the Wim Hof method is a breathing, cold therapy, and commitment to help you connect more deeply to your body. It involves powerful inhalation, relaxed exhalation, and prolonged breath holds. Proponents say the technique can lead to increased immunity and better sleep. Opponents would tell you that it killed their son.
I'm going to go with the latter. I'm gonna believe them over the better sleep.
Yeah. Well, when Emily Smith brought her son a guide to the Wim Hof method last summer, he quickly became hooked. She never imagined that just a few weeks later, her only child would be dead after reportedly trying the book's wellness theories. Her son was 23 and named Nova.
Yeah. Okay.
Smith feels her son Nova that it was pretty much a guaranteed death sentence, the Wim Hof method. His case is just one of at least 11 fatalities reportedly linked to the method. That's according to a Sunday Times investigation. A spokesperson for Wim Hof said the guide warns users not to hold their breath underwater for extended periods. Known as the Iceman, 65-year-old Hof. So the Wim Hof method is named for a man named Wim Hof. Okay?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. The method has been met with widespread acclaim from health experts as well as celebrities, including Gwyneth Paltrow, Liam Hemsworth, Jack Dorsey, and Oprah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. His best-selling book, The Wim Hof Method, Activate Your Full Human Potential, is presented as a way to keep your body and mind in its optimal natural state through exposure to sub-zero temperatures and breath work. Well, it didn't work out so well for Miss Smith and her son Nova. Smith, who's 51 and is a masseuse, bravely recalled her son's final moments at her mother's gated community pool in Kingwood, Houston, July 17th, 2023. She said she can't watch the video, but she shared disturbing poolside footage of the fateful evening in the hopes of raising awareness about the risks attached to the Wim Hof method. She said it was a very hot July afternoon. I was the one that suggested we go for a quick swim. We got there and it was just normal. Everything was fine. There was nothing extraordinary about any of it. Nova, her son, suggested they both try Wim Hof's breathing and water submersion method, which involves hyperventilating before dipping below the surface and holding your breath. She said, I was mimicking him. We did it about 3 times coming up for air. She said, I did ask him at one point, is this safe? And he said something to the effect of course it's safe, Mom. It's Wim Hof. At this point, she said she decided to start swimming laps instead of doing more breath work while Nova continued practicing the exercises.
You know whose kids won't die from the Wim Hof method?
Who's that?
Melanated people.
Yeah. That's correct. Nova was white. Correct? Nova was white.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mama Smith recalled, she and her son were doing Wim Hof method in the pool. They did it about 3 times.
Hyperventilating and then submerging yourself underwater.
Yeah. So they did that 3 times. And then she decided, I'm going to swim some laps instead. Mm-hmm. She said it was a serene night. And she said, I stopped to say a prayer at the deep end of the pool while looking up at the sky. It was a beautiful night. But the amount of time it took for me to say that prayer was when my son passed out and sank to the bottom of the shallow end. She said, I looked back and I didn't see him. I thought to myself, he can't possibly be holding his breath for that long. She said, I swam as fast as I could and I saw the silhouette of him under the water. With no one else around and nightfall closing in, she had no choice but to haul her 6'2" son Nova from the water by herself. I breathed air into his lungs and was telling myself, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Then I just started screaming, Nova, Nova, Nova. A neighbor heard Smith's screams and came running to her aid with his young daughter in tow. She said, "My son died quickly. In fact, when I retrieved him from the water, I think he was already dead. It took under 2 minutes." She said, "I did not know that because of hyperventilating, you can become hypoxic. Not a regular drowning. With a regular drowning, you have more time. But with this, your brain is in an oxygen deficit already. It's quick and it's silent, and he just passed out without his knowledge. It's pretty much a guaranteed death sentence for her son, Nova." And now she's sharing her story for all as a cautionary tale to doing the Wim Hof method. I commend her bravery for sharing the story, not only for trying to avoid tragedy befalling another family, but also having the courage to say that her son drowned in the shallow end of the pool.
I guess he wasn't a supernova.
God, Raj. I'm going to go home now.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Be sure to check out DFW's Best Haunted House, Hangman's House of Horrors in Fort Worth. Now open Friday, Saturday, Sunday through November 2nd in its 36th year. Hangman's House of Horrors in Fort Worth. Now open Friday, Saturday, Sunday through November 2nd. For all the info, go to hangmans.com. That is hangmans.com. I think the only thing stupider than practicing the Wim Hof method in a pool at night, well, two things. Number one is how sad it must be for the mom who decided to do laps. She might have swam past her drowning son a couple of times before noticing he was in trouble. The only other thing I can think of dumber than doing the Wim Hof method in a pool at night with your mama ignoring you is watching most of the movies I've seen. But I feel like you guys can, try to disagree a little bit. That make me feel nice.
No.
You both then. Meanwhile, I'd like to point out that there are some movies I have not seen, and I should just clarify that by saying yet, because I will watch just about anything. So when I saw this, in which NASA has chosen the most realistic and least realistic science fiction movies, I thought, okay, this is kind of fun. This is up my alley because I like lots of movies, and chances are I've seen these. And I often will watch a sci-fi type movie and think, is this realistic? Like Raj, you brought that up not that long ago about Jason 10, Jason X. That's the one where Jason goes to space.
Yes,
and how believable is it that already a supernatural creature can exist, but then on top of that gets cryogenically frozen in the first part of the 21st century and then thawed out in the 25th century to wreak havoc on a high school spaceship. But there are some more plausible scientific based films. And NASA says the most realistic science fiction movie ever is, you guys want to take a guess? I will give you a hint. It is not space-based, but it is sci-fi.
It's not space-based, but it is science fiction.
Yeah. According to NASA, this movie is the most realistic science fiction movie ever made.
Contact.
You know what, Trey? I'm going to give that to you. Only because there's lots of sci-fi movies and it's hard to get close. They actually, according to NASA, picked Contact as second most realistic. So not number one, but number two. So that's a really good guess.
Number one, The Never-Ending Story. No?
Yeah, that's not even sci-fi. That's just straight up fantasy.
Okay.
No. So NASA years ago decided that Gattaca was the most realistic science fiction film ever done. It starred Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, and Jude Law. It's about parents having their kids genetically engineered to produce the best traits. Have you guys seen Gattaca?
No.
I did. I think it was.
Of course.
It's a good movie. This is not one of the Dan specials that it's a very bad movie. This is actually a good film. I've seen it, but it's been a long time because, like Contact, Gattaca also came out in 1997. So it's a little bit older film.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The third on the list of NASA's most realistic science fiction films is the 1927 classic Metropolis, which is about class conflict in a dystopian future. So that's according to NASA and the Jet Propulsion Laboratories, the 3 most realistic science fiction films. And now I don't have the complete list. This is not AFI's top 100 where you can go down and find other science fiction films. Like, I wonder if they think Interstellar would be scientifically accurate. They may not know because it kind of involves black holes and things and speed of light and all the math. I don't even know if that's accurate. I trust Christopher Nolan, but at the end of the day, he's a great director, not an astronaut.
And Contact had a lot of those things as well. I just, only reason I guess Contact is Carl Sagan was known to research his books quite a bit.
Yeah.
Where does Wrath of Khan rank?
Again, I don't have the entire list. All I have is the top 3 of the most realistic.
Because that had Ricardo Montalban. And that should put you in the top 5 at least.
Yeah, it should, because you know that the fabric of his captain's chair was fine Corinthian leather.
That's right.
So now that you know the 3 most realistic, now we need to know the 3 least realistic science fiction films, according to NASA. Those are Armageddon. 1998's Armageddon with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck. They said, nope, not realistic. That's 3rd least realistic.
So you're saying that a ragtag group of oil well construction people that go to an asteroid and put a nuclear bomb is not possible?
Well, they didn't say it's not possible. They just said it's the least realistic. They didn't shatter all of our dreams.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Core, which is 2003 movie where scientists have to drill to the center of the Earth in order to restart its rotation. So apparently NASA is not big on drilling.
Okay.
The number 1 film, though, that NASA said is the least realistic science fiction movie ever made, the movie 2012, starring John Cusack. Shockingly, Jason 10, where Jason goes to space, is not at the top of NASA's list of least realistic, which means it's more realistic than 2012 and Armageddon.
Yes. And it's good to know that it takes 4 centuries to thaw out a Jason.
It does, because he's big. But let's not fool ourselves. Jason is not the only horror movie legend to have traveled to space.
Oh, there have been more.
Uh-huh. Did you know that the best traveled horror icon is the Leprechaun?
I'm going to hate myself for this, but please tell me more, Dan.
Thank you very much for asking me that. Because while Jason did most of his killing in campgrounds, he did go to New York City once. That was part 8 where he took Manhattan, and then he eventually goes to space. Freddy is just in the dreams. There's nothing big on that, and he pretty much stayed centered around Elm Street. Not much of a traveler. The Leprechaun, no. That Leprechaun got around.
Yeah.
The Leprechaun has not only gone to space, but he also went to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been to the Hood twice.
Okay. All right. He's been to the Hood? Like the Leprechaun in Harlem? Is that?
No, like LA.
Oh, so he went to South Central?
Yeah.
So the Leprechaun in Compton?
You've got Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun back to number 2, the Hood.
Was he a Crip or a Blood?
I'm glad you asked, Trey. It's an emotional film where he has to decide.
I would pay. You know what? I take it back. I would pay solid money Still watch a Leprechaun Crip Walk.
Me too.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Like Cindy said, be sure to check out treehouseonair.com. While you're there, you can donate to the Listeners Foundation. The RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation benefits the families of fallen police officers and firefighters killed in the line of duty in North Texas. Go to treehouseonair.com and click on Listeners Foundation. You can check it all out right there. That is treehouseonair.com. Raj, that's one of the greatest statements ever made inside the Treehouse, that you would pay solid money to watch a Leprechaun Crip Walk.
Yes.
And to that end, I want to tell you more now about Leprechaun 5, also known as Leprechaun 5 in the Hood. This tells you a couple of things. One is that the Leprechaun movie franchise was successful enough to have 4 films before he ever goes to the hood.
Yes.
Okay. And these Leprechaun films starred Warwick Davis, who was a film icon. And may he rest in peace. He's passed away now, right?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Warwick Davis? Willow.
No.
You know, little Willow? He also played R2-D2.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Warwick Davis. Okay. Anyway, Warwick Davis, a film icon. What is it, Trey?
So it had come to in the end. All he could get was a Leprechaun part, and you're saying that's like an achievement. He got 5 of them.
I think it was like 7. And
he did seven movies. It's the same guy.
Ice-T was in one.
Yes. Ice-T's in anything.
You know what?
You can. Ice-T's in my backyard right now. Like I've paid enough money. He's just hanging out.
All right, look. Let me at least tell you a little about the film franchise before you poop all over it, you two film snobs. Leprechaun in the Hood, also known as Leprechaun 5. Leprechaun 5 in the Hood is a 2000 American black comedy horror film directed by Rob Spera and the 5th installment in the Leprechaun series. It follows Warwick Davis as the evil leprechaun Lubden, who searches for his magic flute that 3 hoodlums stole and kills anyone who gets in his way. The film was released direct to video March 28, 2000. It was the last entry to be released by Trimark Pictures, which disbanded in 2001. So the last movie Trimark Pictures did was Leprechaun in the Hood. So it killed the studio. And I think I know why. Here's the plot to Leprechaun 5, Leprechaun in the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
In Los Angeles, California, Mac Daddy Onassis.
Yes.
And Slug.
Oh, Slug. He crazy.
Discover a hidden room full of gold along with a leprechaun that has been kept as a statue by a medallion on its neck. Mac Daddy takes a gold flute, but Slug removes the medallion, freeing the leprechaun, who then kills Slug. Mac Daddy manages to trap the leprechaun with the medallion again before leaving with the flute. 20 years later, wannabe rap artists Postmaster P, Stray Bullet, and Butch have their speaker destroyed while at an audition. After failing to sell a guitar they falsely claim belonged to Jimi Hendrix to pawn shop owners Jackie D. Redding and Chow for money to buy a new speaker, Stray Bullet manages to convince Mac Daddy, now a successful record producer, to pick them up. However, he drops them when Postmaster P refuses to make his music more aggressive. As revenge, the friends break into Mac Daddy's office to rob it. When Mac Daddy returns in the middle of the robbery, Postmaster P panics and shoots him in the chest, thinking he's killed him. Postmaster P steals the golden flute off of Mac Daddy's wrist. During the chaos, Butch accidentally frees the leprechaun by stealing the amulet off his stone body. The leprechaun hunts the friends with the help of his zombie fly girls
Yes.
in order to recover his stolen flute.
I wonder why the studio shut down. This is this is just so good.
And little Warwick Davis has got to be thinking this entire time, I was Willow.
Yeah, no, he's out of like before every take, he's like, and they're like, "Are you guys ready for? We're about to take the next scene." He's like, "Did the check go through? All right, let's do the next scene. Let's do the next scene." Can you imagine? That's where your life comes to.
I just want to see the gang party where the guy shows up with a flute.
I just want to meet the black guy that steals one.
Yo, man, I got this flute.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Once again, don't forget to check out Hangman's House of Horrors in Fort Worth in its 36th year. Open now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday through November 2nd. For all the info, go to hangmans.com. That is hangmans.com. All right, I screwed up. And just before everyone wrecks me and rakes me over the coals for this, I knew I misspoke when I said that Warwick Davis played R2-D2. I was totally wrong. That was Kenny Baker. Kenny Baker was the pint-sized actor who was in the trash can known as R2-D2. Warwick Davis, in his Star Wars adventures, was Wicket, the Ewok, in Return of the Jedi back in the day. So Warwick Davis played Wicket, the Ewok, not R2-D2. So cease all email angry, inflamed correspondence towards me. I misspoke, my bad. And my apologies to Kenny Baker. He is the one that has passed away. Warwick Davis, I believe, is still alive. And I do think I am owed an apology for having watched that Willow series that came out last year.
I didn't know there was a Willow series that came out.
Well, there was, Raj, and yes, I watched it.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, my apologies to not only the Baker family, but to Warwick Davis himself.
So it's like all little people look alike and you can't tell them apart?
Damn.
How
That's
dare
wrong.
you?
That's so racist. Or
They,
smallest.
they don't all look alike. They look very different, in fact. I just got two of them confused. That's all.
No, they kind of all look alike.
And you can say that because your mother-in-law was a little person.
Yeah. Yep. And my sister-in-law and the father-in-law that's passed away, they were all little people. Couldn't tell them apart.
Interesting. So that means you, as a person of color, Raj, can not only get away with using the N-word, your association with little people means you can also use the M word.
I'm just saying, all white little people look the same.
Fair enough. All right. One last thing before we disband the treehouse for the day. We love a good, stupid criminal inside the treehouse. And this is a truly special one because someone hid their drugs in a bag that said, definitely not a bag full of drugs.
Okay, I got to hear this. This is going to be good.
Yeah. This is I think it was in Portland, Oregon. Police stopped a man and a woman in their 30s driving a stolen car, and they searched the vehicle. They found cash, a loaded gun, scales, and drugs, including more than 10 grams of fentanyl and meth. The drugs were really easy to spot because they were inside of a bag that said, definitely not a bag full of drugs. The man now faces charges of delivery of meth, unlawful possession of meth, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and possession of a stolen vehicle. Prosecutors have not brought charges against the woman just yet, but those are probably coming. Now, look, I'm a big fan. I'm a huge proponent of one of the best places to hide is in plain sight, right out in the open.
Yeah.
But let's not plant a flag.
Yeah. Where does one purchase a bag that says definitely not a bag full of drugs? Is that like a hot topic?
I get the feeling like that may be like a homemade version.
Is that from their Etsy store? That's where they sell it.
No, let me. You know what? Actually, let me show this to you. Based on the font and the bag itself, I kind of think this might actually be from Pinterest or an Etsy store because it's got the little sparkles on it.
Oh yeah, that's
definitely not a bag full of drugs. It's a zipper pouch.
Wow.
Next to a snub nose revolver, a bunch of drugs, and a stack of cash.
Yeah. That's the dumbest thing. That's good for them. You go through that bag. That's the bag you go through. And that's where all the drugs were found?
Yes. Yeah, they're right in the bag.
Good for them. Oh my God.
Like I said, I'm a huge believer in the best place to hide is right out in the open, but let's not shine a spotlight, plant a flag, turn on a neon sign, and call it exactly what it is. Also, another good spot to hide inside a police station. Give that a shot.
You're going to hide your drugs inside of a police station?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a plot from some really crap movie that you've seen before?
No, I'm just saying if you're trying to hide out from the police,
yeah,
there are two great things to do to hide. One is right out in the open because you can hide out in the open without being obvious. You can do that. And the other is if you're trying to avoid the police, hide out at a police station. They'll never think to look there.
The police won't think to look in a police station.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the synopsis for Leprechaun 6?
Back to prison.
Did he have a jacket on saying definitely not a dealer?
Yeah, and it was bedazzled. so it sparkled an awful lot when he walked in front of the spotlight.
And the girl had a jacket that said definitely not a hostage.
We're talking about a real mastermind here.
Like wanted to be low profile and have a Batmobile.
Definitely not Batman.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us inside the Treehouse. All things Treehouse at treehouseonair.com.
I just like to point out, not only did you forget Raj's birthday yesterday, you never even did birthdays today to even do the belated one. You're a hell of a friend.
Oh no.
You're the crap strap of friends.
The Chinese one.
You're the Temu version of crab strap.
I deserve that. All things Treehouse, treehouseonair.com. Also social media at Treehouse On Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trinholm 1. And for Raj, who I swear I love you, it's at Comedian Raj. We'll see you back here tomorrow, right here inside the Treehouse. So sorry.